friends, I'm super excited to be sharing a new layout with you today for the Shimmerz Paints design team. I am using the beautiful January color kits for this layout. I started with snowflakes here that I cut on my Cricut. They were just snowflakes that I had downloaded a long time ago. I don't even know where they came from. Just a couple of different types of snowflakes. And then I cut those using the paper from the January kits this month. And I cut them in varying sizes between 2.5 inches to 3.5 inches, different sizes in between there. So I knew I wanted those snowflakes to go from the top left corner to the bottom right corner. And if you follow my layouts, you know that that's how my brain tends to, I prefer layouts going that direction. So I started in the top left corner with my beautiful Shimmerz paints from the January kits. That top pink color was a Colorings Rose to the Occasion. And it definitely has just a touch of shimmer. It's not as shimmery as like the Shimmerz or some of the other formulas, but it is a beautiful, slightly shimmery color and a beautiful deep pink. So I love that one. And then right below that, I used the Spritz Cotton Candy, and that looked beautiful with the lighter pink patterned papers that were in the January kits from Shimmerz. Then the yellow is one of the Shimmers from the color kits this month. It is called Bumblebee, and it is super, super duper shimmery and shiny, and I love how that looks on the layout, on the finished layout in person. And then right below that, I did the lighter color on the left. Down there is a Shimmerz, It's Meant to Be, also from the January kits. And then the last color was from the bonus bundle for January, and that is the Shimmerz Pull Me Close. So that is one of my favorite blues of all time, I think, kind of a turquoisey, deep turquoisey, shiny blue. So I love that color. And so I just kind of did some splotchy, you can see just some big splotchy color blocks. I didn't really want the colors to be super distinct in between, so I kind of blended like the darker pink to the lighter pink, and then the yellow into the greens and blues. And I wanted, and even really right here, I'm doing the pink into the yellow. So I didn't want the colors to be like stripes of color. I kind of wanted them to be sort of free-form, kind of flowing into each other. And I accomplished that. And I know my photo is going to go right in the middle, so I didn't worry about finishing out like that middle part where it's got a little bit of white showing. That's going to be behind the photo. So what I did now is I took stamps from my collection of stamps. These are, I think they're all close to my heart stamps. And I stamped them in tone on tone. So I took for the top color, for the top of the page, I used Candied Apple is the Distress Oxide color that I'm using. And you can see right now I'm using the same stamp all the way down in each color. And that stamp says, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, all over and over. So I started with the Candied Apple at the top, then picked Raspberry is the pink that I used on top of the lighter pink, because every color that I'm stamping, I want to be a little bit darker than the Shimmerz paints that I'm putting it on top of. Otherwise, you won't be able to see it. So I wanted you to be able to see, that's why I'm using kind of a red on that darker pink and then a dark pink on that lighter pink color. And then for the yellow, I used Fossilized Amber because that's a little bit of a browner yellow. And then I used Salvaged Patina on the lighter turquoise color, and then Peacock Feathers on that darker section at the very bottom. And those are all Distress Oxides. And I stamped several different stamps, words, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I stamped the word cold with it. It's got a little exclamation point, and then just snowflakes. And I did them kind of on top of each other and kind of in random patterns because I wanted it to look very organic. And like the color just fell on top of the rest of the color. So I did, the one thing I will say on that long stamp that's got let it snow, let it snow, let it snow over and over, I did make sure those were straight going, or as straight as I could, going across the page. So any kind of stamp that, if I had done zigzags of that or kind of done them wonky a little bit, that would have, I think, thrown off the look of the page. So long stamp, do it, straight. And then everything else can kind of be organic. So I stamped all of those, and then I'm gluing down the snowflakes and just that back layer. So I have the patterned paper snowflake is just very lightly adhered at this point, very lightly adhered to the white cardstock. And then I glued down the white cardstock to the background. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to be doing some hand stitching in the middle of the snowflakes, and I wanted to be able to bend up the tips of the snowflakes so that there's some texture on the page. I love to have lots of texture that I usually add with flowers and petals and things, but on this layout, it's with snowflakes. So, and I wanted them to look kind of like they were falling out of the sky and onto my page. So that's, in my mind, that's what they look like, even though they're all different colors. And then I also used some of the words from the January kit. The word happy is from the ephemera set. And I just trimmed the white edges off. And I think there actually were a couple little pictures with it. And I just cut that off. And then the word love was from the sticker sheet in the January kit. So I put those on my photo, and that's my title, Love and Happy. So it works for me. And then I went and took a couple of little texture stamps, or stamps that were that I use a lot of times on backgrounds, little circles, and I think some hexagons in there, maybe just circles actually, and went and stamped just on the edges where I wanted a few more little details. I went and stamped in each of the colors. That was what I was doing while I was talking just now. And then you saw me with an X-Acto knife just now. I also poked holes through the centers of my snowflakes. And that is because I'm going to be adding some hand stitching. So I did some French knot stitches in the center of each snowflake. And then on the snowflakes that have kind of a circle in the middle, like the yellow one, you can see that larger yellow snowflake has a big circle in the middle. I went around the edge of that circle on the inside of it and poked holes. And then I did a back stitch. And then I went back each place where I had a hole for the back stitch. I added a French knot, or every other one. I added a French knot and some sequins. So you can see that. I did it on the blue as well. Any of the snowflakes that had a big circle in the middle, I added some stitching and then some French knots and some sequins. And the sequins are from the January bonus, the bonus kit that goes along with the colors. So all of the sequins in that January bonus bundle are the exact colors of the paints, which is perfect and makes it super easy to coordinate everything. So the paper, the sequins, the paints, everything is color coordinated for you when you get those kits. And then here I'm just going with my glue bottle and adding some of the sequins just to the background. I did go and add some of the French knot stitches in the center of those sequins that I glued down. And then some of the sequins, or in that sequin set, there are some little clay pieces, little clay flowers, and I added those. And then I did the pops of color. So there's that finished layout. You're going to see some close-ups, some more of that closer up of that stitching and the background and some of those shiny colors. I hope you enjoyed the process. If you have any questions, let me know, and be sure to put my name in the comment section of your Shimmerz order to get a free gift. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye.